Hi everyone, this is Jack. I wanted to go over remote blogging today and show you what it is, why we do it, and how to do it right. We're going to get right into it because I got a lot to cover here. What is remote blogging? It's basically posting information on free blog accounts with links back to your blog. So the reason that we do this is so that we can create buzz about our main blog in free blogging communities around the net, and we do it for link building. Although very light duty, I don't want people to overly inflate the importance of this because in the beginning, remote blogging was really great because you could basically open an account on Xanga or any of the free blog sites, post a little something there, and put a link back to your blog, and Google would go nuts over it. Those days are over. So we've kind of scaled back how much we do remote blogging since then, because I want you to put your effort in things that you get a lot out of compared to the effort that you put in. So we've scaled this back. You still can get a good amount out of remote blogging, but we do it, very sparingly now and in very specific ways. We use recycled content, basically utility posters, Zamanta. We do quality curation, meaning we really try to put something together quickly, but also that's going to be something of interest to someone who's never seen it before, heard it before. If you're using audio, video, or written content, it's got to be something that to be worth your time to do it in the first place, that might move someone to blog about it or link to it or talk about it on Twitter. This is a once a week activity at most. There's no need whatsoever to overdo it, just so everybody understands where this fits in your marketing. Here's one example. You could just go to YouTube and find an interesting video on what it is you're talking about. Usually that's going to post back to or link back to a specific post on your blog. So if your blog is dogtraining.com, you're not going to use remote blogging ever to link back to dogtraining.com. You want deep links, and the reason that you want deep links is those are the hardest links to get other people to do. Lots of people who link to you will just link to your domain, and a lot of the links that you have on your social profiles, things like that, the links that you get are linking back to your main domain as well. Deep links are really important for Google to understand how important the web thinks individual pages on your site are. So we always do deep linking. So when you do a YouTube video or you do any other kind of content on a remote blog, you want it to be about the topic of the page you're thinking of, the page on your blog, the post on your blog that you have in mind at the time that you're going to use your remote blogs to talk about that same topic, and then link back to that post on your blog. You're going to tweet about it, and you're going to use a hashtag for the main keyword. So if you have a dog training idea in mind, and you go to Xanga.com and you're going to pull out videos of dog training and dog trainers, and there's tons of them on there for that particular topic and for many topics, then you can put together 3 or 4 videos, just drag and drop them with Video Utility Poster into your Xanga account, right onto your blog, and it's done. And then do a little commentary, and then do a very general keyword, nothing very specific for your hashtag. The hashtag is basically Twitter's way of knowing that you have put a keyword into your post, into your tweet, and people can use search.twitter.com, and they are now by the hundreds of thousands, if not millions, using Twitter for search. And also Google and Yahoo are both working on including Twitter results for different topics, different keyword search results. So you have a lot of reason to do that. The hashtag is really important. You should hashtag everything that you tweet if you possibly can, just with a really big umbrella keyword. So anybody searching on Twitter for dogs, not dog training, but dogs, they're going to have a chance of finding your post. And that's really important. So you could also do something from your feeds. You could do anything from your information overlord system or your Google Reader, or all the RSS that you're subscribed to that didn't make the cut for talking about on your main blog. So there's going to be tons more information than you can ever put on your main blog. And you can take that second tier stuff and go, well, I didn't post about this, but I can post about it on my remote blogs. Let me go find some stuff in there. Tweet about it and use a hashtag, again, for the main keyword, for the things that caught your eye that didn't make the cut, you didn't have time or didn't want to do it and talk about those things on your blog. You could do something from Flickr, and I'm just giving you examples here out of many, many possibilities. Don't think that I'm just giving you the 3 things that work. You can use content from anywhere that you're allowed to use the content from. And I have to say, on Flickr, you really have to make sure that you have the license, that the licensing for any images that you want to use is Creative Commons, and it is non-restrictive, meaning that you can use it, that the person who put that picture up is allowing anybody to use it and republish it on different sites and stuff. You have to make sure about that. If you don't understand that, go to Flickr and get to know their rules for republishing content. They'll tell you all about it and what the regulations are and what you need to watch out for when you're reposting pictures from Flickr. But let's say that you do something with interior design or something like that. You've got a blog that your main product may be a high-end affiliate program for, you know, very rare furniture or whatever. And you're doing something on interior design. You throw a couple of pictures from Flickr up. You describe what you like about them. You tweet about it, and you use a hashtag, maybe design. Very, very general. Not interior design even. Hashtags are generally better if they're very short as possible. So I would just do design. And you'll show up in Twitter. There are a lot of people looking for different kinds of design, but the ones looking for interior design are going to find you. And also in the future, as Google rolls out Twitter in their search results, Google may choose to run your posts in their search results. So that's very important. The last thing that you'll do at the end, I would just do this at the end of every post you make. So let's say you go to 4 remote blogs. You use Xanga, you use WordPress.com, and you use 2 others from our list in Social Marketing 101 or the list of blogs, free blogs that are available in the Authority Black Book. So you've got 4 things. And at the end of each one, as you've done it, you've posted it, go to Ping-O-Matic.com with the exact URL of the final post. Grab that URL out of your browser and put it in Ping-O-Matic. It'll also ask for an RSS feed, so go get your RSS feed on the free blog if you have one, and most of them do. So fill that in both places at Ping-O-Matic. It's very, very simple. It's just 2 lines, 3 lines that you have to fill in, and that's it, and you will get that noticed, because most of the free blogs don't ping properly or at all. One of the great ways to do this as well is to target specific posts on your main blog for ideas for remote blog posts. On the Friday Traffic Report, I just recently posted something that I got from Seth Godin in his newsletter and on his blog, and he was very proud that Squidoo had hit the top 100 sites for traffic in the U.S. And I thought that was a good thing to talk about, because people at the Friday Traffic Report are always looking for more traffic, and a lot of them have blown off Squidoo as something that we used to do, we don't do anymore, and that's not true. If you are interested in Squidoo or you're interested in traffic, Squidoo just got into the top 100 sites in the U.S. That's a big deal. You should be on Squidoo. So that's the gist of this post. Now, I want to go do a remote blog post and talk about this topic. But I'm not going to repost this. That's duplicate. It's not going to serve you well. And the page that you are posting to, say it's Xanga, is going to get no credit whatsoever from Google for that, because Google has already seen it over here on the Friday Traffic Report. So you never, ever want to do that with your stuff. Don't ever put your stuff on another blog like that, because it's just not worth your time. Let's go to Xanga.com and let's see if we can't put together something really cool here. Okay, so here we are at Xanga, and remember the post that I want to focus on. I want to get a deep link to Squidoo Hits Top 100 Sites. This is my blog. This is a post within my blog, and right now it's the latest post, but it's going to become something that's deep within the content of my site and not on the front page. So I want to get links to it. Let's see. Let's go back to Xanga. So let's do Squidoo marketing tips. I remember that as a pretty good keyword. Not a huge amount of searches or anything, but just for this purpose, you always want to have your keyword list handy to make sure that the titles that you put on your remote blog posts are using keywords that are really important to you. Off the screen here, I've got Utility Poster fired up, and I did Squidoo tips. And not only that, but I put it in quotes. And you can do that with Utility Poster so that you don't get any irrelevant stuff, or you get less irrelevant stuff, that your results for Utility Poster and the things that it finds are really targeted to really what you want. So I did quotes for Squidoo tips. The first thing that I'm going to do is, of course, this is to link back to my blog. That's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to say, okay, there's my post. There's my original content. I just posted about Squidoo on the Friday Traffic Report. Thought I'd put the Squidoo tips I found in my research up for the people here to enjoy. Okay. Let's see. What do I want to link back? I think I want to use Squidoo as my link back. Very big keyword, but it shows Google. Now, I'm not trying to do this so Google will rank me #1 for Squidoo. That's not the point. The point is to make sure that Google understands that my post back here on the Friday Traffic Report is very, very relevant. And also this Xanga post, these two are really well related to each other. So using Squidoo as the link back, that's a big deal. That's going to do the job. So I'm just going to come back here and I'm going to copy out the exact URL. You can't see it, but up in your URL bar, you just go up there and copy that out, and you come back here and you drop it in. So there's my link. I might sometimes do the name of it as well, and not link back to that page specifically, link back to the main domain. So I got 2 links out of this. Now the rest of the stuff, that's it. The rest of the stuff is going to be recycled content from Utility Poster. Now I have to go to edit HTML because I'm going to be dragging HTML content over here. So I've got to go to edit HTML. I'm going to drag over this. Bada bing. This one was, you can't see it, it's off screen, but it says how to get your lens #1 on Google. I'm just basically dragging stuff over that's based on, you know, successfully using Squidoo to get traffic. So here's one that's called Squidoo Success Tips. What I just did to get 5% more traffic to my Squidoo lenses. Here's a good one, Squidoo Tips for eBay store owners. I get a keyword like that in there, and I might find me some eBay folks that could end up over at the Friday Traffic Report wanting to learn how to blog, which they should. Now some of the stuff here is junky, so I'm skipping over it. Okay, so I've put a whole bunch of stuff. Let's go take it out of HTML and see what it looks like. You can see here that it looks pretty good. I might even go the route of, we need to get rid of that space there. Just check it out. Make sure that everything dragged over properly from Utility Poster, that there's no extra spaces. This looks good, and you might even just take a second if you're really fast at this and go like this with each one of the titles and bold them. Just make the thing look good. You know, it doesn't take very much time. And what's going to happen is I've done more talking than I've done editing here. If I was doing this really without teaching it, we'd be flying and we'd be done. I mean, way done. And so here's the post. I just posted some really cool stuff, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I'm done. I've linked to myself. I've linked to the exact page on my site that I want to focus on. I've linked to my main domain on the and I've put in all kinds of really actually good content. So if somebody comes here wanting to learn about Squidoo and how to make that work for them, how to get more traffic with it, how to use it, this is a great post. Okay, and that's all we really need. Extras, tags, of course, you just tag it. Squidoo, Squidoo marketing, Squidoo lens, and Squidoo tips. It is all ages allowed. Enable comments and feedback. Yes. Okay, that's it. Let's go see what this looks like. Save changes. Okay, so here's what it looks like. My goofy picture. But this is what a Xanga blog looks like when you're just looking at the blog post. Look at that. Really some good stuff. So there's the post. You can go and do the same kind of thing with YouTube videos, Flickr photos. You can do it with just about any kind of content that you're allowed to do it with. You now should know how much importance to place on it, what to do when you do it, and how often you need to go and do this kind of thing when you get to these remote blogs, what you're going to post, how much you're going to post, where you're going to get the content, what you're going to link back to on your own site, and how to buzz all of this stuff up by pinging and also tweeting about the different posts, and then using the hashtags so you can get an extra little bump, especially if you don't have very many followers.